Hello, beautiful people. Today's topic is anxiety. Anxiety in the Great Awakening. So, I'm going to talk about the 5 roots of where anxiety might be coming from. And then I'm also going to offer you a distant healing for your anxiety, help you integrate the energies that are causing it, and help you feel really relaxed, peace, and calm so that you can come back to your authentic, infinite beingness and feel really good. So that's the plan for this video. All right, beautiful people, we are remembering our greatness together. I want to talk about the 5 roots of anxiety. Now, anxiety can really get us worked up, right? I remember having an anxiety attack some years ago when my kids were really little. Came out of the blue. I was up at 8,000 feet hiking, and all of a sudden I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was having a heart attack. I wound up going to the emergency room, and I swear my heart was palpitating. I swear my blood pressure was up, and all my vital signs were completely normal. The strangest thing about anxiety is that we feel like our body is having these symptoms, these physical symptoms, and then you go test them and nothing's happening. At least in some anxiety attacks, that's what's happening. And so it was kind of crazy. I felt a little crazy. So anxiety, what is it? And I think looking at it from these 5 roots that I'm going to talk about will really shed some light about like what's going on. All right. So what I want to do is talk about it from a yogic perspective of the 5 koshas. The 5 koshas is a map. It's a map just like the chakra system. It's a map into understanding what it is to be a human being. I'll say, so the 5 koshas are the bliss body, the witness intuition body, the mental emotional body, the energy body, and then the physical body. Now, what anxiety, like an anxiety attack is that doesn't seem to have physical roots, is that energy body is giving you information before it's actually turning into physical symptoms. So this is kind of the way it works. It's not super linear, the Kosha system, but it's all kind of working around the same time. So first, let's go into what you might be experiencing with anxiety. Heart palpitations, a sense of overwhelm, your skin crawling, right? Breathing, you can't really breathe. You're having a tightness of your chest. Those are some common signs of anxiety and an anxiety attack. And so what's happening there? Anxiety is your infinite being's wisdom to communicate with you. And in communicating with you, when you are not hearing it or listening or know how to listen to it, it makes the information more prominent. And eventually it will make it a physical symptom. So here we are at the 5 koshas. This is the bliss body. When you are born and you come into this world, you kind of have this body that starts to develop, the witness and intuition. And this is how you talk to and listen to your bliss body. And your intuition gives you information via just a knowingness or a little voice or just a whisper, right? Like just a knowing. Your intuition comes in different ways, like an awareness, right? And it's subtle, right? So the witness body is also that ability to stand outside yourself and watch yourself and say, oh, this is kind of what's happening. So that's all happens here. Now, when we're not getting that and we're not hearing that and we're not still enough to really hear this, the emotions get activated and our thoughts get activated. And all here is when our thoughts and emotions get activated for long enough, then belief systems get born. Belief systems get born. when these emotions and thoughts start giving us information, then we can act on it, right? Then we can say, oh, this is what's going on. Oh, this is the awareness I'm getting. But a lot of us don't use emotions that way. So when we go from here, then the energetic body has to come in. And then we have the nadis and our breath doing something different, and the chakras and the meridians all start kind of flaring up to give us information. And if we're still not hearing the call, then we start getting physical symptoms. Now, sometimes those anxiety symptoms can turn into real symptoms where you can measure it, where the heart rate starts to go up and the blood pressure starts to go up, right? Our breathing starts to affect our oxygen levels and things like that. So that's how these five koshas work. And it's not super linear because we're all kind of weaving through all of them at the same time. But it really is fun to take a look at, what is our bliss body, our infinite being trying to tell us? And if we can get it at the intuition level, then we can avoid the discomfort here. So I talk about a lot of times in my coaching is let's get aware before the emotion. Okay, what's the awareness before the emotion? And that's this body, that intuition witness body, trying to catch it here before it goes into an emotion and a thought pattern and a belief is developed, because that is the realm of like stories that we start kind of activating and stuff. So emotions are wonderful. Intuition is wonderful. Our energy system's wonderful. All of this is giving us information. Now, how do we start cueing in on all that information? Well, meditating, being still, listening, okay, taking moments of silence. But what does this have to do with anxiety? Well, your bliss body is telling you something, okay? It's awakening, it's expanding energy, right? It's expanding its vibration. So it's letting you know. And so it's giving you some intuition about it and some awareness. Now, if you sit in meditation and are still, you'll be able to hear this. You get a journal and you start writing it down and you get the information, and then it stops there, okay? You can keep it right here. Now, if you are not listening and you are busy, as we all are, it might go over to the emotions. And this information and this vibration wants to shift and wants to be heard, and it's giving you information. But if you're not going to hear it at this level, it's going to go to your emotions and your thoughts. So maybe you'll hear it at this level. And you might feel like a lot of emotions coming through. You might feel emotional. You may have emotions come up from the past. All this can happen, right? Now, that can, if we're not heeding its message, then it's going to go to this energetic body. And this is where the anxiety comes in. So we have these emotions, and now we're bringing thoughts together with the emotions, and we're creating a belief system around the emotions, which start to create an energetic. So now here we are in the energy body, and this is where anxiety starts to really be present with us. So, oh my gosh, like what's going on? My breath is quickening. I feel like I'm short of breath. My chest is tight. What's going on? Well, what's going on is your bliss body is really trying to get your attention. It's trying to get you to slow down. It wants you to become aware of something. And in this great awakening, a lot of times of what we can be aware of is that our energy is shifting. And when our energy is shifting, there's certain people, places, and things that aren't a match anymore. And it gets our attention by these anxiety symptoms. So if we process this frequency, we process that we are raising our frequency, and we allow our body to acclimate to it, and then we allow our lives to acclimate to it too, then the symptoms most likely will start to decrease. Now, if you're having these kind of symptoms, yet you're ignoring them, or you're taking things to numb them. So, we all have to work, we all have to do things to get through a day. And sometimes we're on medication, sometimes we're on supplements to kind of stop the sensations, because anxiety can be really uncomfortable. I am not saying go off your medication, but you may want to meditate to ask what your beingness is trying to tell you. So even if the supplements and the medication decrease the symptoms, the bliss body is still trying to get your attention. So if you feel better having a chemical solution to decrease the physical symptoms, great, but still go in and ask, why is it trying to get your attention? A really cool way to deal with anxiety is with sound and vibrational healing. And that's what we're going to do about 5 minutes of today. So when you work with these 5 koshas, okay, say you're at the physical level with anxiety, okay, the breathing, the shortness of breath, the tension in the chest, the overwhelm was just too much. You haven't received the awareness, you haven't integrated the energy, you're like, I need some support. Okay, get support. Okay, get acupuncture, get massage, take some supplements, take pharmaceuticals if you need to, whatever you need to feel better. The idea is to find your joy again and find ease in the physical body. So once it becomes a physical symptom, a lot of times we have to use a physical tool for a little while to release it, to get more comfortable. But don't forget about the other things that need attention. So the energy body, how do you give that attention? With sound, with breath work, pranayama. In yoga, it's called pranayama, breathing exercises, okay? Meditation, acupuncture, all right? And then go into your emotional mental body. What emotions are coming up? What's important here? What's the message for me? Is something from my childhood or my youth trying to get my attention? Is it ready to leave? Is that frequency ready to leave my being as I'm raising my vibration? So these are different things it could be. And then your intuition. Sit in meditation, sit in stillness, go on walks quietly without listening to any music, and tune in to what your intuition is telling you. And then the bliss body, there's a knowingness. If you can commune with your bliss body on a regular basis, just being the energy of love, bliss, and unity, there's a knowingness that is before intuition that you can have. And you can start to work with these energies before they start being really uncomfortable in your body. So that's what anxiety is. It's information. It's frequencies, okay? It also can be a releasing, okay? So if you're raising your frequency, there's other frequencies that aren't a match anymore and they're trying to leave, okay? So whenever we are having discomfort, right, with anxiety, it's very uncomfortable. Whenever we're having discomfort, there's a resistance there, okay? There's some kind of resistant thought, there's some kind of resistant energy. So if you're raising your vibration in this great awakening, as you're awakening and coming into some more ascension energy and really high energies, most likely there's other energies that aren't matching that are starting to leave. And can you be an allowance of them transmuting or leaving or just shifting, right? So we're raising our vibration and everywhere in the body wants to rise too. So that's going to be a little uncomfortable. And so we want to go into those 5 koshas and do exercises, do self-care in all those areas so that the energy can transmute and release and start moving again in a higher rate. right? So the frequency's raising, the rate's raising. Okay, any questions? Please put them in the comments. What are you going through with anxiety? And so in this part, I want to do 5 minutes of a distant healing and just some sounding for you. So I want you to tune in to one of your biggest anxiety symptoms, okay? And find it in your body, okay? It could be the chest. That is a real common area, right? It could be your gut, your belly, stomach aches, just that nervous stomach. Wherever it is, I want you to place your hands one on top of the other, right on that area where you're feeling the anxiety the most, okay? And you can keep your eyes open or closed. A lot of times I'm doing some hand motions or some of the light language, the light energy comes through my eyes as well. So however you want to do it, you can watch or you can just close your eyes, however you want to receive. All right, I'm just going to do 5 minutes, and hopefully this will just ease some things in your physical body so that you can tune into your energetics and your intuition. And after this, when you turn off the video, be sure to do some journaling. So it's the awareness that wants to come through that's not perhaps being received or processed. That could be one of the results of this anxiety. Okay, here we go. Beautiful beings, I hope this expanded you out into your peace and calm and joy and all that is your authentic nature. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating here with this. Thanks for being part of this high vibe tribe where we are 100% committed to our light and lightness. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.